So Marie, we started to talk about the positives with the DSM, and there are some drawbacks. And I think the drawbacks are serious. It's not just our issue with the book, not just you and me. There's a lot of practitioners and some major organizations that have had a reaction to this, this edition. Not the least of which is the National Institute of Mental Health. They withdrew their support for any research based on categories in the DSM-5. That's mind-boggling. And they said that right away when it came out because they said it's not evidence-based. It's basically a cluster of symptoms that a committee has put together. So that's a pretty serious thing.
I think it's important for you to explain that about committees.
Yeah.
Because most of our listeners probably don't know how this is created.
There's a group of experts that get together and they review the literature. They try to understand what's new.
For each diagnosis,
each
right?
diagnosis,
Right.
each area, and all the specifiers, all the criteria that has to be met. And what are we going to call this diagnosis, and who's affected by it, and who's most vulnerable? They try to do all that research, but at the end of the day, research changes. It's not always conclusive. It's contradictory. As an example, you brought out the DSM-2. Homosexuality is listed in here as a disorder. It doesn't appear here, you know, and vice versa. Something like Asperger's is in DSM-4, so people could go to their insurance company, get reimbursed if they had that, and it doesn't appear here. So these are...
Now it's been subsumed into the autism spectrum, which is another controversy.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
right. We have a document here that identifies all the ills, but those ills are really coming about based on what a group is saying are the ills at that time.
So it looks more scientific than it truly is.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it. And at the end of the day, it's medicalizing mental illness, which I think there are pros and cons to that. This lists all the symptoms just like we do with a medical illness, but at the end of the day, is that all we really want to treat? Is the idea here that not being depressed isn't the same as being happy, and are we just in the service of removing those symptoms?